Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining our Acti9 active webinar with Schneider. We're going to give it a few minutes before we start just to let more people join. But just to make you aware, the question box that you can put all your questions in throughout the webinar, and the questions will be answered at the very end. We also have a handout attached for you. So whether you're on your mobile, tablet or computer, there should be a button that says handout and you want to download the PDF file. Deepak will go through what's in there. And then also just a reminder, we do have a survey question at the very end. So if you don't mind answering that, that would be great. We're going to give it about 1 more minute or so. Good afternoon, everyone. So just before we get started, a few reminders. Please feel free to put any questions you may have on the webinar in the question box, and all questions will be answered at the very end. We have an attachment, so we have a handout available for you. You just want to click on the handout button on your screen, and there is a downloadable PDF file, which Deepak will explain. This webinar will be until 1 o'clock. If you have any questions or any require any further information, please email marketing@rexel.co.uk. Now passing over to Schneider.
Thank you, Jamila, and good afternoon for everybody that's joined. Happy days. It's a Friday, so we're nearly at the end of the week. I'm Deepak Sharad. I will be your presenter for today, and we will be talking about Acti9 Active and how they relate to digital buildings and some of the evolutions that we see in circuit protection. So it's 2 minutes past 12. We'll make a start and we'll go through. If there are any questions, as Jamila said, if you pop them into the question section, and we'll address them towards the end. So first off, I'm going to give you a short background or introduction to Schneider Electric. It'll probably give a little bit more of an explanation on who we are, what we do and what we focus on. And believe me, we don't make lifts.
The world is full of people telling you who to believe they are. Well, we thought we'd tell you who we're not. Let's start here. We're not in shipping. We don't make lifts. Seriously, no lifts. We do this. We're good at this. And we make all of these. And even though you'll find us here and here, we don't make energy. We make you save it. And you'll be saving the environment too. Are we an internet company? Well, we connect and power just about everything around you, helping machines talk to each other and to you, making your world more personal. We're seeking out the big questions and answering them honestly. Like, how can we make the most of our energy and resources? Or can we make access to energy and digital basic human rights? We're real people, employees, developers, partners, investors, and inventors, all passionate about doing what's right. We're open. Humans of all sorts from all over, learning from each other and about each other. We're not here to save the world. It'll go on with or without us. We're here to be your digital partner for sustainability and efficiency, to ensure life is on everywhere, for everyone, at every moment.
So let's understand a little background to where we are and what's happening. So we've been navigating through this strange times over the last sort of 18 months through COVID-19, and there's been one clear success through this time, which is the acceleration of digital. It's really clear to sort of see where we are, what's happened. The acceleration of digital and digital adoption has been better than any chief marketing officer, CEO, or CTO could ever have tried to push for. Even at Schneider Electric, we've been leveraging digital for efficiency and sustainability for a long time. But we've seen the increased reinforcement of the values of resilience and the capacity to really do everything from remote locations during COVID-19. Let's have a think about today. We're in a deployment or a session to deliver this information to you all through a digital platform. We would historically have been sat in a room or in an event to really have this interaction, and we're now using these digital platforms for many of our interactions. So let's go into a little bit more detail around sort of all of this innovation, connectivity, and sort of what this means. So Forbes reported 25 technology trends that would really define the next decade. And some of these that sort of really stand out from this report are around smart places, resilience, intelligent spaces, IoT, digital platforms, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity. You know, there's a number of these topics that are quite sort of interlinked, but the one that really stands out for some of the areas that we operate and work in is intelligent spaces and smart places. And although it's listed as a separate topic, it's closely linked back into IoT and the trends around physical spaces around homes, offices, and even cities becoming really well connected and smart. We then overlay onto this a report from McKinsey Digital around unlocking the potential of Internet of Things. The smart sector is projected to generate around £9 trillion by 2025. It's a huge potential, a huge market, and there's a number of ways that we can unlock this potential for us within this space. Even the rate of adoption around these new technologies is much faster than ever before. So we talk about fourth industrial revolution. This is that sort of topic that the World Economic Forum coined in terms of the fourth industrial revolution around cyber physical systems. So this is when we start to see the merging capabilities of human and machine. We're already in that era where we've got artificial intelligence. We've already seen genome editing in our lifetimes, biometrics, renewable energy. We all see that now. 3D printing, people have them at home. Autonomous vehicles are coming. And then we link it back to IoT. So it's really bringing big changes in the way that we live and work, and the speed or acceptance of this is unprecedented compared to any previous industrial revolution. We're already seeing this disrupt and impact all disciplines, industries, and even economies. It's got a potential to improve the quality of life and work as our environments are starting to become smarter and more connected. And it's really bringing an evolution in terms of our customers' needs and wants. And it means that there's new skills that are required for installers and knowledge to really satisfy these increasing technology demands from our consumers, the people that we are building these pieces of equipment and installing them for. To put it all in perspective, a report for the US in terms of technology adoption, it took nearly 100 years to reach 95% adoption of the landline telephone. If we compare that to the second blue block on the right-hand side, it took a mere 5 years to reach nearly 90% adoption of the smartphone. So we as people are accepting these new technologies much faster than ever before. Along with that, power distribution models have changed and evolved. Historically, we saw the traditional power distribution model as generate, transmit, distribute, and the customer at the end consumes this energy. The new models are slightly different in terms of, yes, we still generate, and some of the generation has changed in its format of generation. We transmit this energy, but now we're going and transmitting through smart grids. We've got topics of focus around demand response, energy efficiency, and even amongst this journey, distributed generation, where we might have solar arrays, PV, battery storage, wind turbines that are generating somewhere along this journey through the grid system or putting energy back onto the grid. To add another little topic to this discussion is we've got a huge untapped energy efficiency potential. In industry alone, it's about 58%, infrastructure, 79%. But in buildings, we've got a huge unrealized energy efficiency potential of about 82%. So this is an area that we can really start to try and improve on, take advantage of, and bring this down to be able to use that energy better. And this is where we start to link in smart building solutions. So smart buildings, or the emergence of smart buildings, it fundamentally reshapes the way modern buildings are designed, built, operated, and even maintained. So even developers, contractors, electricians can position themselves really to benefit from the changes that are taking place in this market. And it's all about leveraging cutting edge technologies such as IoT, or the Internet of Things, big data, intelligent software, predictive analytics, so that you can understand what's happening within this system and take actions before problems occur, open standards architecture so that it's seamless and systems are talking to each other, next generation power, smart lighting, and then the intelligent building management system overall. But I think there's some good news that comes out in this area, is that as more and more IoT and connected products are being developed, it's actually becoming easier for the end user to install them, but also for us as an industry, electricians, contractors, to be able to install them and integrate them, because the way that they're coming together is becoming more and more simplified in its approach. So we've been talking around energy and buildings and smart buildings, and really what we've started to see is that multiple systems need to really start to connect together. And for us in Schneider Electric, we've got what we term the end-to-end power distribution story. So whether you're working right the way upstream with products such as premset or panels that are right up at the head end part of the building's electrical system, right the way down to panel boards and electrical distribution systems at the final distribution stage, they all start to connect together. And what it starts to bring is efficiencies, resilience, safety, ability to have remote everything as a key pillar, so that you can work in remote locations and you're not always required to be on site. And underpinning all of this is that it really supports sustainability topics, sustainability goals for you and your customers. But today, we're really focusing on the final distribution on the far right, in terms of how we can really support in this digitally connected, evolving place as the actual distribution system. So a lot of this really stems around connectivity. So I'm going to quickly put a poll out there and just ask a couple of questions here. So the poll should be live now. So just a real simple question. Do your customers request or ask about connectivity? I've just mentioned that a lot of these systems now are starting to connect together, and that the systems connecting together really offer some significant levels of value, whether it's efficiencies, resilience, safety, remote everything. I mean, through COVID-19, many facilities managers and even contractors are working in remote locations, And we now start to see the ability to be able to connect, work in remote locations to understand what's actually happening. So we'll give it a few seconds and then we'll close the poll. So I think we've got a few people left to answer the question, and then we will close and move on. Great stuff. So let's take a little bit more of a deeper dive into the electrical distribution system. For
Hi,
us in
Deepak.
Schneider,
Sorry, don't mean to cut. I do apologise. You just want to share your screen again, back to the presentation, or close the poll. Perfect.
thanks,
Thank you.
Jamila. So we're going to take a little bit of a review of the electrical distribution system that we've had for Schneider Electric. So we've been growing together with our contractor and distributor networks with innovation. Those of you that have been in the electrical distribution space for some years will probably remember the multi-9 system of the 1990s. We then went in 2005 and launched Isobar 4C, and this really strengthened the position for our distribution system because we were really leading with innovative metering, enhanced performance and extended warranty. 2013, we launched a consolidated platform of Acti9 and Acti9 Isobar distribution boards. And what we set out here was to really set new standards around safety, simplicity, and we started the journey with you on smart and connected topics. We rolled forward to 2018 and we launched Isobar P. And this was a distribution board with simplification around the way the RCBO was installed, but also very much simplified connectivity with the power tag system that was integrated into this overall electrical distribution system at final distribution levels. So I suppose I'm going to ask another question here. We'll open another poll. Do you see a rising need for connected systems in final distribution? Real simple, yes or no. We'll give that a minute or so. Few more votes to come through and then we'll close the poll. So do you see a rising need for connected systems in final distribution? And that's in the commercial, industrial buildings type space. Okay, so if I just close that poll, thank you very much for your feedback. Right. So we've really underpinned the product offers with some topics around safety, reliability, ease of installation, and connectivity. And this is really what makes the Acti9 Isobar P platform really good at what it's supposed to do in a really simple sort of statement. The systems and architectures have now all become connected. And what we mean is that whether it's upstream with an air circuit breaker or a panel board or the final circuits with Acti9 Isobar P and power tag, they all connect on a common platform through one software system for us, which is called EcoStructure. And that really simplifies the way that all of this comes together. I mean, it's another question I think I'm going to ask here is, have you considered upstream and downstream connectivity? So that poll should have just launched now. Again, we'll give it a minute. So have you considered upstream and downstream connectivity as a topic to sort of focus on when you're installing multi-level electrical distribution systems. The fantastic thing here is that when you've got coordinated systems, it makes your planning and design much simpler. So a lot of the technical information that supports, for example, what's upstream, whether it's a master packed air circuit breaker or a molded case circuit breaker from the power packed range to the final circuits downstream at Acti9 and Isobar P. So thank you for your input there. I'll close that poll and we'll just share the screen again. So what are we really trying to do? We're trying to deliver smart power systems with connectivity. And ultimately the reason for this is because we're trying to improve resilience, support efficiencies through whether it's installation, operation, maintenance, and underpin the overall sustainability goals of our customers and our end users. And we do this really by ensuring that the systems and products that we bring to market bring ease of installation, speed of installation, increase the safety, whether that's through the installation process or the operation phases and maintenance, improving the visibility to understand what's actually happening within the system. And we do that by adding multiple layers of connectivity and bringing it all into the EcoStruxure platforms and ensuring that it's IoT ready. And that means that the systems are future-proofed for the evolutions that are already coming. We as Schneider Electric are really trying to lead in connectivity to make it easier for our customers, whether it's the contractor, the electrician, the end user, on how we interact with these systems. So the future's already here. Connectivity has changed the electrical landscape. It's already changing customer needs and technologies that are required to fulfill these needs. And it's really raising the bar that you can offer in terms of the services to the customers to really provide added value. At this point then, let's have a look at what is this digitized platform or system that really brings final distribution into sort of the modern era when we talk about sort of digital systems, connected systems, smart buildings. And it's all about Acti9 Active. So let's take a step back for a second and look at the challenges of today's all-electric world. We identify that there's a need for an advanced yet integrated electrical protection system that really enhances safety while keeping it easy to manage. And we know that there's more and more electrical protection systems that are coming out with specific functions. And it's really complicated to have a full view of the health of each of these individual systems. And doing so manually becomes even more tedious and prone to errors. We can see a need for continuous visibility with connected systems. So a need to be able to do the job from anywhere. There's a need for connected systems. And current connected systems in the market are complicated and need to have multiple accessories to actually make them work. There's a need for an assistance in order to avoid power disruption or avoid safety issues. And with increasing electrical connections, we need to really be able to be alerted with actionable insights about any potential problem, instead of having to find out once the problem's already occurred and it's an issue. And that is where the active safety system really comes into its own space. The active safety system helps you to stay on top of the health of the electrical system with an all-in-one protection and visibility. The active safety system enables seamless connectivity in an extremely simplified and compact form. It warns before electrical faults and it alerts, along with actionable diagnostics from a combination type of device. Let's watch a short video clip just to understand what this is. So we introduced you Acti9 Active, or the active safety system. So let's see in a little example what this system can do. So it can offer you a notification. Attention, earth leakage current is at 80% of the limit in the first floor of the library. Power disruption risk if more devices or circuits are added. It keeps you updated with the health of the electrical systems to point out the potential issues. Your refrigeration unit's power supply is down due to a parallel arc fault. It helps you to stay on top of critical information, whether you're working on site or whether you're working remotely. Your inpatient ward circuit is at 70% load capacity, power outage risk. So it provides visibility with clear diagnostics so that you can take quick actions. And ultimately, the system gives you analytics that can be converted into actionable information. This is not a complex system. The active safety system is advanced visibility and protection in a simplified format. It provides high levels of protection and advanced visibility, and it allows you to really help anticipate, predict, alert, and protect against electrical faults. It's a system that completely changes the way that we work on safety and makes it active. It only consists of 3 components. So the first one is the active device, the Acti9 Active. The second one is the EcoStruxure panel server gateway down here. And then the third is that it integrates into the EcoStruxure Power Monitoring Expert software. 3 elements to the system. It's the first of a kind of device with integrated all-in-one protection and connectivity. The Acti9 Active system sends notifications and alerts, and it shows detailed alerts, diagnostics, and analytics through the PME software platform. So let's have a look at, in detail, what is this system? What does it consist of and what's inside? So we get multiple layers of visibility that are built on top of the advanced integrated protection. So the base layer, we've got advanced protection. We've got what we're really familiar with in terms of a miniature circuit breaker technology, an RCD technology, an MSU, which is an overvoltage release or protection from network overvoltages, and also arc fault detection in this base layer of protection. So we're familiar with most of these technologies in the UK. Next layer above, we get the diagnostics and analytics. So this is where we can understand and have indications for the nature of the electrical fault. We get historical data, we get protection logs. Moving on to the third layer, we get measurement and remote monitoring. So we can now see voltage, current, power. We can even get load monitoring. And then the final layer, we get alarms and pre-alarms. So now we can have customizable thresholds for pre-alarms. We can have pre-alarms and alarms on overload, earth leakage, and overvoltage. We bring all of that into one device. That itself is a significant advance in technology. So the system is very much a simplified and integrated wireless system with a wide range of features. You would have thought it would have become a complex connected solution, but it's not. It's very much simplified. The bottom right image shows the multiple devices that would have been required if we were to use traditional devices and technologies to try and build this sort of value or system together. So we would have had an arc fault detection device, a power tag device, an auxiliary, an overvoltage release, an RCD or an RCBO, connected wired to a smart link bar, then going out to the network. But we've done away with all that. We've integrated this into one single device with all of that feature set. What does it mean in terms of the data that we now have the ability to access because of the connected layers? So we've got now the visibility to understand the open, closed, or trip and fault status of that circuit. Secondly, we can actually have diagnostics or the reasons for tripping. So we can, for the first time, understand from a remote location if there was a short circuit, or if there was an overload, or if there was earth leakage, or serial arc, parallel arc, or over voltage. We've also got the ability to have customizable pre-alarming, so it can tell us if there is a near overload or some earth leakage fault or some over voltage, but we can have that in a pre-alarm before the problems occurred. We get the ability to have power measurement, so whether it's voltage, current, power. We get protection logs, so the date of the first operation of that device, the date of the last push on the test button, and the number and reasons of tripping. These are all attributes or levels of information that come when we integrate this layer of connectivity and digitization to a single device. So then that unlocks some significant advantages that are enabled by this digitization of a device. We've got wireless connection with the gateway. We've got no add-ons that are required. All the connectivity is really integrated and built into this single device. It's a compact size of breaker. It does all of those functions in 36mm. It's fast installation because it's only one device and it's not 5 individual pieces that you connect together with wires and then put it out onto a network. It's got easy integration into EcoStruxure Power Monitoring Expert. So where's the need for this protection and visibility? It's really in important buildings such as hospitals, hotels, supermarkets, universities, cold store chains or freezer stores, industry, museums, complex commercial environments, offices, and even small businesses, because the value it brings can be quite unique to each one of these different spaces. To summarize the benefits of the active safety system, we're really getting greater resilience. We're getting enhanced protection, power availability is improved, and reliability is improved. So what we can say is we're getting increased service continuity because there's fewer breakdowns, because the pre-alarms and alarms help you stay on top of it before the problems occurred. It's got advanced safety because it's got all-in-one solutions covering a wide range of faults, whether it's short circuit, overload, over voltage, residual current issues, arc fault issues. It's all in that one device. It's enhanced efficiency to be really benefited from because you've got easy remote monitoring, you've got diagnostics, analytics, fewer disruptions and more efficiency gains to benefit from. Simple installation and upgrade because it's one device, it's wireless connectivity, you're not having to cable it to a concentrator or a gateway. It's compact, it's not multiple devices. Easy maintenance with diagnostics, analytics, and even having the ability to have reminders for health checking so that you can stay on top of the panel's condition and maintain it. So let's have a little deep dive into the range of the all-in-one protection device. So this is what it looks like. It's got built into this single device all of these fantastic functions for protection. So we've got what we would see as traditional circuit protection with the MCB, AFD, RCD, MSU. But then we've got that fantastic attribute of visibility that allows us to stay on top of the electrical health of the system. This is how you could term the Fitbit or iWatch to your building. We all wear these electronic devices that give us a reminder to do some more steps or be more active and tells us sort of our heartbeat and some of our health circumstances. This is exactly the same. This will help you to stay on top of the health of the electrical system in the building. It will give you reminders once they're set correctly so that you can avoid power disruption or avoid problems. It's a new age integrated breaker that's come a long way. It's absolutely an innovation marvel. It combines all of these separate devices into one. So the MCB, the MSU, RCCB, AFD, power tag, that is all combined into one single device. And that's what it looks like when you start to aggregate the levels together. So the first level, you'd get short circuit overload. The second level, you'd get over voltage release on top of the short circuit and overload. Then you get earth leakage on the third layer. And then on the fourth layer, you've got short circuit, overload, over voltage release, earth leakage, arc fault, and also connected layers of visibility. But we put it all into one device. And this is really where it starts to take us into this space of digitized circuit protection. I touched a few times on one of the attributes that's within this device, which is the integration of arc fault protection. And it's there to mitigate fire risks and comply to the evolving and changing regulations. And this is where we start to have this new technology that really starts to give us a level of protection that we've not historically had many years ago within the UK around arc fault protection. And there's topics that we can talk about on this. There's a lot of information in the industry and even on our website, but we've integrated this layer of protection within this device as well. So let's have a look at the device that really caters for all of these levels of protection. This is one device that really stands out from the full range of electrical protection devices within Schneider Electric and within our industry. It's the first time that we can actually have multiple layers of protection with advanced visibility within one device. It's not just an arc fault detection device. This is an active safety system that allows you to keep in touch with what's happening with that system. It really offers advanced visibility with easy integration into our power monitoring expert software. As we said before, it's really bringing you visibility that allows you to be active, and it allows you to really make the system more resilient. It also offers electricians and contractors the opportunity to start to focus on service and service model support. So many of our customers will install an electrical distribution system, and it's a bit of a fit and forget type scenario, because we install the system, we test, certify, and off we go. What this actually allows you to do is offer a service model or a service contract or service level agreement to the end user that says, we're going to set the system up in such a way that if, for example, there was a potential problem, we will attend site within such and such time period. So whether it's 24 hours, 48 hours, but we will attend site knowing which circuit's got a potential issue. We will attend with some equipment to quickly rectify your issue. But icing on the cake is we'll actually attend before the problem occurs, because we've set up a well orchestrated pre-alarm that will tell us of a potential issue before the issue occurs. So this allows you to always be aware. You get clear and instant alarms for electrical faults, but better, more than the alarm on the electrical fault, is the pre-alarm. It's a pre-alarm on a wide range of faults that has customizable thresholds. So you could, for example, program the system and say, if the circuit hits a load, a threshold of 60%, send me an alarm. The circuit might not have tripped, or the circuit might not have switched off, but at this point, there's a potential risk and we need to get to site to fix this problem. So we can set pre-alarms to really become more proactive, and that allows, with the notifications, a new area that can mean we can offer service type contracts or service type offers to our customers. We can set it so that we can have SMS and email notification that can be sent for immediate action. It allows you to then be quick and precise to fix a problem. You know which circuit's got the problem, you know what type of problem is potentially about to occur, so that you're really sharp and laser pointed at the problem When you get there, you know which distribution board, you know which circuit, you know the type of issue, you're well informed to make a quick and precise remedial action. It allows to analyze and predict, because we've got the ability to have historical trend to understand what's going on. We can really start to predict what's happening in that system. It gives us device lifetime and life cycle predictions, protection logs, and even reminders for tests. It can even validate if you've done the routine test due to the on-off cycles. So it's a real fantastic system to really validate some of the works and installation and routine tests that have been done. We're really proud of this system, and we've been fortunate to actually have received an Innovation Award honoree from the Consumer Electronics Show in the US, which is a real prestigious award to have received for this type of system. The system itself comprises of 6 active devices. So we've got individual type devices for each of the ratings, whether it's 6 amp, 10 amp, 16, 20, 25, and 32. And these are active and connected devices. We do have one at the top, which is just an arc fault detection device that reaches ratings of 40 amp, but that's not a connected device at the moment. So we come to sort of a conclusion that the future is already here. We've seen the electrical landscape change. Connectivity is really starting to add values that we've never seen before. It's changing the customer needs and technologies that we can really bring to support this change. It raises the bar for the services that you can offer to your customers and provide some significant levels of value. So this is now, and it's bringing opportunities. Are you ready to take advantage of these opportunities that are available? Because what connectivity really does, it allows us to enhance safety, build resilience into the electrical infrastructure, whilst driving efficiency and promoting sustainability and working remotely. I thank you all for your time. We will pause for a short moment before we move to the Q&A session. As Jamila mentioned earlier, there is a handout that's available to you. This is the brochure for this new Acti9 active system that explains some of the values that we've just spoken about today. Jamila, I'm going to hand over to you for a short while before we go to the Q&A session.
Thank you, Deepak. We can get started on the Q&A section, but this is just a reminder of the handout again, as you've just mentioned, and that this webinar is being recorded and will be available to watch on demand from Monday, along with our other webinars. And on our Rexel Insight page, you can see upcoming webinars as well. So you can see what webinars Rexel and Schneider have coming up.
Thanks, Jamila. So if there are any questions, please do post them in the questions dialog box. There is more information, as I said, in the handout, and that's the brochure specific around this topic today. We have got a wealth of information on www.se.com/UK. So if you do want to sort of learn a little bit more about the active safety system, together with Rexel, there's quite a lot of information that is going to be available to you. So please do sort of take advantage of that along with the content that we're sharing today. I can't see any questions that have come through to the question section at the moment. I'm going to give it a few more moments. Please do post them there if you do have any.
Just to note as well, if you do have any questions after this webinar has ended, then please feel free to email us at marketing@rexel.co.uk.
Okay, so no questions. So hopefully I've clarified any any sort of queries or questions along the journey today with this presentation. We do thank you for your time, and we wish you a fantastic afternoon.
Thank you so much, Deepak, for brilliant presenting, and thank you for everyone for joining. This webinar will be closing now. If you can complete the survey question that will pop up at the end, that will be great. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Oh, Deepak, it looks like we've got a last-minute question.
Jamila, if you could just post that.
Say that again, sorry.
If you could post the question and make it live. So the question is this available on a 250 amp incomer? So with the 250 amp incomer, there are other options that are available when you start to move to the molded case circuit breaker range. But the Acti9 Active specifically at the moment is from ratings from 6 amp to 32 amp. But as I say, there are other options if you want to start to get connectivity at the 250 amp level or at the incomer level that we can propose, not specifically with Acti9 Active at this point. But as we said earlier on, at the start of this session, we've been pushing to digitize circuit protection for some time. It started with Acti9 in about 2013. And we're seeing that as we have iterations and evolutions of our product offers, we are absolutely embedding connectivity into them. So historically we had the power tag, now we've got Acti9 Active that can be used in conjunction as well. But there are evolutions that are coming that will mean that further digitization will come. But Acti9 Active is at the moment just up to 32 amp. Good question, thank you. So there wasn't any further questions. I think we are going to come to a close. Thank you everyone for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Deepak.